Hi everybody. Okay, so my holiday season movie going has begun. I saw the first movie that I wanted to see today, called Her. It's a new movie starring Joaquin Phoenix and directed by Spike Jonze, who is an American director, very kind of edgy, different guy. He did Being John Malkovich. That was another really weird movie. Wow, I'm just really, before I got on here to make this video, I really was struggling with how to review this movie because it was just so different. So I'll just start off with the plot. Okay, it's set in LA in kind of like a semi-futuristic, maybe a few years in the future kind of society. Pretty much the same, except every technology has become much more advanced. Virtual reality is like everywhere. People are walking around with like earpieces and playing like virtual reality games in their living rooms and stuff. It's just, technology is just everywhere. And Joaquin Phoenix plays this kind of like nerdy looking guy. He works in this company called beautifulletterwriting.com or something. And his job, my God, I would kill to have this guy's job. He writes letters for people for a living. He writes like love letters, like letters from long lost relatives and stuff. That's what he does. He just dictates these letters into his computer and they come up handwritten, and then he prints them out and sends them off. And he's separated from his wife in the process of a divorce, but he's like kind of been putting it off. And he seems, kind of sad, kind of lost, kind of depressed, lonely. And so one day he's, walking around on his way home or whatever, or on his way to work, one or the other, I'm not sure which. And he sees like some advertising for this thing called OS 1 or Operating System 1 or something, which is like, it's a company that provides virtual companions, either like, just a friend or actual relationship for somebody. And so I guess he's curious about this, and he gets online and he signs up with this company, and then they ask him a few questions when he first gets on there, when he first gets online, a few basics, and then they end up computing this, I guess, ideal companion for him, who turns out to be Scarlett Johansson. Only her voice. We don't see her at all. We just hear her voice through the whole film. And so throughout the movie, they develop this friendship, which starts off as a friendship, and then it becomes a love relationship. And wow, this was a really, really timely movie, I thought. Because so many people go online now to find love, to find a relationship. It's so common. And the scenario in this movie where, virtual reality is like you're right in your living room, you're playing a game, like these 2D figures are right there in front of you. And the fact that this company, developed this software for, people to have, companions, I can totally see this happening in the next few years. It's like totally plausible. And it was just really, really freaky and weird. Very, very deep, like really, really deep, like unbelievably deep, because it starts you thinking about the nature of relationships and how so many people develop these really, really strong bonds with other people online, and then, asking themselves whether, this is real or not, how real is this? Like you may think you've developed this bond with somebody, and really you could be just totally wrong. There could be no bond there whatsoever on the other person's part. It's just all perception, right? So anyway, first I gotta say, Joaquin Phoenix is one of my favorite actors of all time. I just love him. I think he's brilliant. Every movie I've seen this guy in, he is fantastic. The only movie of his I did not like was when he was in that weird phase, when he went through that weird kind of dropping out of society phase, which I don't know what the hell that was, when he went on Letterman and there was that infamous interview where he was just kind of sitting there and Dave was like, making fun of him and stuff. And then he went and made that movie called, I think it's called I'm Not There, or I'm Not Here Anyway. And it was like a kind of a mockumentary. Or his brother-in-law, who the hell was the guy? I don't know who it was, but anyway, some other guy made the movie about him. It was like a documentary about Joaquin Phoenix going through this weird phase that he was going through when he said he was dropping out of acting and he was never going to act again. And I knew even when he was saying that like there's no way that was ever going to happen. I mean, the guy is just a natural born actor. This guy was meant to act. He's fabulous. He is so good at playing these sensitive, vulnerable characters. Like, he's just got, oh my God, I just love him. I love Joaquin Phoenix, okay? And his performance in this movie was astounding. I mean, the whole movie was him. Just like I did a review about a movie called Blue is the Warmest Color, which was my favorite movie of this past year, where I said that the character in that movie was the whole movie, the girl in that movie. And this was the same thing. And this, again, was also another movie about love. Totally different, of course. And another side note, I know I keep getting diverted here, but Joaquin Phoenix did another love movie that I thought was better than this, actually. It was called Two Lovers. Probably not a lot of people have heard about it, and it's a shame because it was a brilliant movie. And his co-star in that was Gwyneth Paltrow. If you guys haven't seen that movie, you've got to see it because it was fucking fantastic. It was one of the best love stories that I've ever seen. And Joaquin Phoenix, again, he played this really vulnerable, sensitive guy who gets his heart torn apart. And it was just a beautiful, beautiful movie, which I thought was better than this one. This one, I don't know. I mean, the subject matter really grabbed me. Like, the plot grabbed me. The idea that this guy is developing this relationship with this computer character. And by the same token, like, this character, this computerized thing, is evolving and actually developing its own personality. And along the way she changes and the relationship gets deeper. And I don't want to spoil it if you go to see it, what happens. But they go through like an actual relationship, like an actual love relationship. He carries around this this pocket camera with him so she can see where, he's walking and where he's going and stuff, and takes her to the beach and, all this stuff. Like, they develop this very, very close love relationship. They even have sex. They tell each other what they're doing to each other and stuff. It's really, really, really sweet in a lot of ways, but then also very disturbing because you're like, this isn't real. This is all, fantasy. It's all made up. And how many of us do this to ourselves if we get involved in these kind of relationships online, right? So I think this movie was really all about like the nature of like love and also how technology has completely infiltrated our society and changed the way that we interact with people, I mean, it used to be people going out to bars and people just meeting each other like on the street or at a party or however you meet them, or at work or whatever. Like, nowadays, that's probably really not the norm. Nowadays, most people, well, I don't know what the percentage would be, but I'd be willing to bet that the majority of people these days meet online, like they'll meet online and then they'll meet in person, but, I really wonder what the percentage is of people who actually meet a partner in real life from scratch, like from the very beginning, like you just lay eyes on each other and you develop a relationship, as compared to meeting somebody online and then developing the relationship from there, right? So yeah, I mean, this movie was just, wow, it was just astounding. Like, and I had such mixed feelings about it. It was kind of slow. Also, it was kind of a little bit boring in parts because they keep having these endless conversations that just go on. And yeah, like they're developing, they're deepening their relationship, but there's only so far it can go, right? I mean, she's not a physical person. So even though all these like feelings are developing, nothing else is. And it's weird. It's like an uncomfortable thing to kind of see and feel, you know? For me it was anyway. And it kind of has a lot of parallels with, you know, stuff that's been going on with me. You know, I mean, I've met people online before, and I've, you know, gotten into relationships, and, you know, they can really fool you. They can really fuck with your mind, you know, like, I mean, you think that something is really, you know, deep and close and real, and then, you know, one day you find out, like, hey, this person is not what I thought they were, or this isn't really what I thought it was, and so it's weird. It's weird. What else do I want to say about this movie? It was just, the movie, yeah, like the fact that he did this job for a living, that he was writing these letters for other people. Like one of the reasons that he was getting divorced was because, like many men, he had trouble expressing his emotions. But he had no trouble expressing them in his work when he was writing letters for other people. So it was like he could do this fine with other people, but in his own life he had a lot of trouble with it. And then when he developed this relationship with the Scarlett Johansson character, the computer character, it was the first time he was really able to kind of open up to somebody, and that's probably because she was not there. She was not real. She was like in this other friggin' dimension, you know what I mean? So it was just like, it was really, really different and really, really thought-provoking and really interesting, but just, I don't know. I mean, I loved Joaquin Phoenix. I always love him. I mean, he's always fantastic. He's a brilliant actor. Always enjoy watching him. You know, he made the movie, definitely. But I don't know, there was just, I don't know if it was the subject matter or the pace or what, but I don't know. 100% this movie didn't really, like, it didn't blow me away. I guess kind of the subject matter blew me away, but the movie itself did not blow me away. The kind of issues that it dealt with and the, you got to see it to kind of believe it for yourself. Like, you have to kind of sit there and actually watch this, you know, like this relationship develop between these two. And it was just, I just found it very, very strange and weird and bizarre, but also very, very deep. And like I said, very timely, very, very timely. You know, I can totally see the kind of world that this guy lived in being our reality in like a few years. Totally. You know, this is going to be a thing. So I guess really that's all I can say. Would I recommend it? Yes, I would recommend it. I just did not completely love it. You know, there was just something about it that did not connect for me, but I really appreciated, the way it was done. Joaquin, of course. The writing in this movie was fantastic, because, you know, it's a lot of dialogue going on between these two. What else? There's so much probably that I'm not saying that I should be saying about this movie. I guess that's it, really. I'm at a loss for words. This movie kind of stupefied me a little bit. Took me aback. Wasn't exactly what I expected. It was a strange, weird ride, this movie. So yeah, I would recommend it, but, I wouldn't put it on my best of the year or anything. It would be definitely an honorable mention, but, you know, it just, I don't know, I guess I'm just an old-fashioned girl, you know. I like the old-fashioned love story to come true, you know. I want the happy ending. I want the guy and the girl to get together and live happily ever after. What can I say? I'm a woman, okay? You know? But, you know, very often that's not the way the world works. And that is a reality. And this movie dealt with that brilliantly, I have to say that. Okay, so I guess that's my review of her. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will be back with another review when I see my next movie. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.